What's up, everyone? I'm Matt, back for another Who Are They Real Review. Today I want to talk to you about a movie that no one really asked for. And it's a family film, gonna be on Disney Plus tomorrow. Some people may want to watch it, some people might not. And that's why you're here. And let's quit beating around the bush. It is cheaper by the dozen. I got a lot of issues with this one. A lot. For those people who aren't familiar with the early 2000s Cheaper by the Dozen, starring Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt, lovable little family film. Didn't need to be touched. Great little film. Then we get this. Look, I try not to tear movies apart. I really do. But certain films like this test my patience. For those who don't know, Cheaper by the Dozen is actually based on a book, the original one. Based on a book about a family with 12 kids, right? Well, this is a family with 9 kids and 2 adults. Technically 3 when we first start this film, and that's what makes the dozen. Well, you might ask, but Matt, there's 10 kids on this poster. Look, there's 10, right? Oh, we'll get into that. This one, yeah, it's so anyways, that's about a family who has 10 kids, white husband and wife, have 10 kids, happy marriage. Cool. All right. The third adult in the beginning of the film is Zach Braff's character's ex-wife. He plays Mr. Baker. We'll just call him Mr. Baker. I really do. I think it's Paul Baker. I really, if you can't tell how much I don't care for this film already, just yeah. It's yeah. Oh my god, it was Paul Baker. I can't believe I remember that. You have his ex-wife and whatnot. They had 3 kids of their own. And then, well, excuse me, they had 2 kids and adopted their godson after his parents died in an accident. Yeah. And then you have Gabrielle Union, who had 2 kids of her own with a husband who she divorced. And they met one fateful day at Paul's restaurant and hit it off. And months later, they decide to get married and have a family, all that. And then she ends up having twins twice. Yeah, that's believable, right? Okay. Because I know, for those who don't know, there's not a high probability of having twins. And to have it happen twice, yeah, okay. And each kid has their own thing. You got the oldest who's bound to be a future WNBA star. She's trying to get a college scholarship. Cool. And that's from Zoe's first marriage. Then you have her other kid from the first marriage who's a geek. Cool. You have over there next to him. That's Paul's daughter, who is kind of just into social media. What a shock. Then you have the adopted son, who was the child who unfortunately lost his parents. We'll get to that other kid in a moment. Then you got his last daughter from his first marriage right there in between the 2 little mixed kids. She's in a wheelchair. They don't explain. I guess she was just born paraplegic. And then you got the 2 sets of twins, the 2 younger ones up top, and then the 2 ones at the bottom. Which, by the way, Michelle Harris loved her in Mixed-ish, was upset that show got canceled. She is, of course, one of the few bright spots in this film because she has great comedic timing. But then those are their kids. That's their family, their kids. Okay, so they got 9 kids between themselves. Well, Paul is the chef, and he comes up with this special sauce for breakfast food that, depending on what you put it on, it's either sweet, savory, or spicy. How does that work? I don't know. And he's able to cut a deal and sell his sauce and get a ton of money. and a family that was in a tight little household before now is able to move into a larger part of LA, and because they already lived in LA as it was, and they were just in a small home fitting 11 people. Okay, 11 people, 2 dogs. So then he cuts the deal, all that, and they move out into a better part of LA so the kids can go to private school and this, that, and the other. And then they have to take in their nephew from Paul's sister, just who is very, very, it's not great. And normally I don't try to judge child actors, I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, when they make up over 80% of the movie, kind of hard not to. Look, most of the cast was fine. Michael Michelle Harris, who I loved to mix this. She has the same comedic timing, and in this, loved her. Great. The white boy was from the hood, kind of, and you could kind of tell in the way he talked a little bit, and it's just no, 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 no. The issues I have with this film primarily are with its plot and some of the stuff that it does, because it becomes this whole, well, Paul is he's selling his soul to this company, has this, that, and the other, and yeah, we get it. We get it. It doesn't mean it's good though. And there's stuff in this film that bugged me as African American, because from her first marriage, Zoe married an NFL superstar. Cool, yo, congrats. It didn't work out because they, as he got more famous, they became more distant. That could happen. Okay, cool. But when you are when you have a stepdad like, oh yeah, I'm retiring now, I'm trying to spend more time with my family, and it becomes, I was talking to a buddy about it, this movie is more like Your Mine and Ours than Cheaper by the Dozen, with the splash of Daddy's Home at times between the relationship that Zach Braff, Paul, and the dad, who Dom Clayton, the dad's character's name is Dom Clayton, Timon, Kyle Durrett, that he plays those two's dad, and it's at times Daddy's Home-ish. Didn't like that movie the first 2 times. Don't want any part of it in this movie. There's just so much going on. They try to throw race issues into it, and it's like, yo, there's a moment where he and where Paul and Dom are going at each other's head because something happened, and Dom doesn't want his kids living with Paul and Zoe anymore, and he wants sole custody. And he basically tells Paul, yo, your kids aren't black. They're excuse me, my son is black. You don't. I've been pulled over. It's like, hold on, time out. He's got a black wife and 4 mixed kids, homie. That logic doesn't make sense. And Paul is smart enough to talk about, yeah, no, I have black children also. Well, you're not a black man, so you wouldn't see it. You didn't see how your own wife, and this is another issue I have, your own wife, the moment you guys moved into this gated community, the gated community security walks up to her, or excuse me, rides on their little Segway up to her and goes, hey, by the way, no, we have a policy. No loud music after 10. Hold on. And yes, they try to point this stuff out, but it's like, just, it's not needed. It's not. And I was just so, as someone who is black, so annoyed by that. Just absolutely, you don't need to push those buttons, because the way you're handling them ain't great. If you handled them in a better way, where it wasn't just like, hey, where Zoe's like, hey, what you did was you're basically just trying to peg hold me as a loud black woman already, and we just moved in. I've been here 18 seconds, but you gonna come over here and talk to me about loud music after 10? All right, bet. And then sure goes, yeah, I'm gonna go. No, just and then the whole thing with Journey Brown's character Deja, the oldest daughter, is trying to get a scholarship. She goes to this new private school, and she's keep in mind, she's a D1 recruited athlete, right? Any like here, Bel Air, for example. In Bel Air, Will moves out, makes a team. He doesn't start right away, but he earns his minutes. Cool. This, oh no, she's like the only black person on the team, and who keep in mind is a known D1 scholarship athlete. Like D1 schools are recruiting her, especially USC. And you're just gonna have her sit on the bench and play it into the, well, my daddy didn't donate. Like, no, you do better. Do better. I like, and here's the thing: I don't like tearing. I've said this. I don't like tearing apart movies, but when you give me something like this, I got to. If I'm giving Cheaper by the Dozen a rating, there's not a single laugh. It's very uncomfortable it was to me, at least. So if I got to give this a rating, I was going to be nice and give it a 2, but the more I talk about it, I'm giving this thing a 1. This was utter trash. And I haven't even talked about how it looked, because this thing looked worse than a Disney Channel movie. It's a Disney Plus movie with an actual MPAA rating. Actual MPAA rating. Not TV, PG, or TVG. MPAA rating. It's PG. And woo! Man. Like I've seen Disney Channel movies growing up look better than this. Another movie, which you'll see my review on next week, or maybe it's the week after. I got to look at the embargo. Better Nate Than Ever. Another Disney Plus movie, which you'll see my thoughts on that soon. But I can say this, even from the trailer, it looks 10 times better than what this looks like. That's bad. That is bad. That is bad. That is bad. So, Cheaper by the Dozen. Giving it a 1. Just giving it a 1. And, yeah, I don't got much else. I could go on about all the stuff in it. We'd be here for an hour. So, with that, I'm Matt. I'm leaving you with the Baker Dozen of Minutes. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, all the fun stuff we're doing over here at Watt Real Entertainment. If you haven't checked it out, check out my review for the outfit. Really excited for you guys to hear about that. Little cool little movie. But with that, signing off, I'm Matt. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe everything we do over here at Watt Real Entertainment, and we'll see you next time.